Hi everyone, welcome to today's episode of Let's Talk. I am so excited to have our wonderful guest for today's episode in the person of Mr. Christopher Kubitara Yawuliga, the headmaster of St. George Catholic Senior High Technical School in Kontenase, Kumasi, Ghana. Mr. Christopher Yawuliga is a wonderful teacher who has also taught for over 20 years. Not only that, he's an amazing dad to 4 wonderful kids. And I keep on using wonderful because he's just that amazing. So today we are going to discuss how we can address the challenges for STEM high schoolers in underserved communities in Ghana. On that note, welcome, Sam.
Thank you.
The first question that I would like to ask is, having served as the headmaster of this institution, describe your experience with the students and with the co-teachers in the school.
Well, thank you so much. I've been in this school for about 4.5 years now, and thank God I have had a very good relationship with my teachers and the students. They have been so wonderful. As you can see, in fact, this is an underserved school. But let me confess that for the 4.5 years that I've been here, in fact, these teachers and the students will be so supportive. In fact, they have helped me a lot. And whatever success that I can talk about here, I dedicate it to my teachers and the students. We started the science just about 3 years ago. Our final year student wrote last 2021, and then the second year wrote 2022. And I think they are doing very well. But for lack of infrastructure facilities, that is so. In terms of character too, the students are doing well. Well, these are young ones, and for the minor misbehaviors, you cannot rule them out. But in general, my students are behaving very, very well.
Great. So we can talk about the economic difficulties, but definitely that is not the only thing that affects students when we want to look at the challenges that students go through.
That's true.
Among your students, do you see other roles or other problems playing a role in challenges that they face especially in underserved communities? I don't know, just give it an example. If like single parenting is playing a role, social media is also having an influence in their academic performance. Are there particular ones you have observed just apart from the economic crisis?
Thank you very much. Yes. Single parenting is a big issue here. I don't have the statistics, but majority of my students are living with either the mother or the father, or sometimes living with just a relative. It has been a serious challenge, and it negatively impacts on the learning of our students. As we speak, there is also this issue of teenage pregnancy. I cannot hide it. That it is prevalent, and not only in my school, but other schools. But I'm talking about my school. Some are here with a lot of challenges as to how they can take care of their kids, and then they themselves living with either one parent or not at all. It is actually affecting. And then apart from that one, some of my students also come from areas where there is this, excuse me to say, galamsey.
Yeah.
Yes, galamsey. So when schools will open, the time that you expect that the students will be in school, you don't get them. Because some will tell you, oh, they are working to get money, be able to probably acquire the basic things that they will need to bring to the school here. So these things actually affect my students in a way. And ultimately, it impacts negatively on the academic performance of my students.
Wow. I am happy we are listing the source of the challenges. We can't leave it at that point. How can we improve the teaching and learning experiences for students in underserved communities?
We can improve on teaching and learning by improving the facilities in the underserved communities. As I did indicate earlier, that my school is deprived. We have no science lab. Not any of the science programs. We have no lab for chemistry. We have no lab for physics. We have no lab for biology. I mean, it's serious. So if organizations can come to our aid, NGOs, individuals, government can come to our aid and provide these, and then to also give capacity training to our teachers, I think it can push us, way up there in terms of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics.
I like that you list the bodies and you didn't limit it to just the government, because I strongly believe that in building a country or a society, not only the government needs to do everything. Definitely they can play a huge significant role, or should play a huge role in that, but individuals and other organizations can come together for us to support our younger ones who are also the future of this country. Amidst all these challenges and the struggles, what are some of the achievements your students have been able to have, if there are?
There
any?
are.
Okay.
I have a number. I cannot even list. The number of achievements that I will have to. My students have taught. Just as I did indicate earlier on when I was giving the welcome address, I said, in spite of our challenges here, our third batch science students are in the university.
Wow.
A female, student is offering agric biotechnology in KUST as we speak.
Wow.
We have some of our students who are in other premier universities, colleges of education, technical universities. Some have joined, the forces. Some are police, others soldiers, and all that. Others are doing business on their own. So yes, we are under the underserved school, but then we still have students who have made it up there, and they are doing wonders. There's even an example that one student who went to KUST, when she mentioned that she completed St. George Senior High Technical School, they said, where's St. George Senior High Technical School? Until when the student wrote an exam, then she did incredibly well. So the lecturer came and said, who is, she mentioned the name. And then when the lady got her, said, St. George. So this is, shows that my students are doing very well in terms of the challenges that we are going through as an institution.
Wow. So you are definitely doing an incredible job for these students, and they are also bearing the fruits of the investments you are making in them. However, as an institution, as a school in an underserved community, do you sometimes feel left out? Do you sometimes feel like you are not getting the necessary attention and help needed? Do you feel left out?
I am a human being, and I sometimes compare my state to that of other schools, and I sometimes am tempted to feel that I'm left out, because this is an underserved school. Unfortunately, it appears much attention is always paid to those schools that are already developed, or they describe them as oversubscribed schools, where more facilities are rather being pushed to those schools. So in such a circumstance, I feel normally left out. I would have felt that they should also develop with the less developed schools, so that at least we can also attract quality students and then to mold them for Mother Ghana.
I completely can feel your passion as you speak about this, and would want you to use this platform, even before we continue with the questions that we have, to call on for areas, if there are specific areas that people can come and help, and needs within St. George Catholic.
If I'm going to list the items that I need support, I think we will not have. There are so numerous.
Yeah.
I virtually have nothing.
Wow.
This is my administration block.
Mm.
This is the headmaster's office. I share the office with other people. Well, I'm doing my work as an administrator, but my students, just as I did indicate earlier, place of residence is a problem. No dormitories.
Wow.
No dining hall. Where you met the students, that particular hall is serving, a whole, it's a classroom, it's a dining hall, it's an assembly hall, it's everything. We have no laboratories, no science laboratories, and we are also a technical school. What are the workshops? But in the area of the technical, I would say now there is a bit of hope, because government has come in to stock some rooms which will serve as workshops. But when we come to the area of science, where we need laboratories for this STEM program, we have none. I cannot even boast of one structure that I can point out to say this is a science lab. Meanwhile, we're offering science. We have no library.
Ooh.
Yes, we have no library. Our library is just one room where we have now converted part of it as a sick bay.
Wow.
Yes. We have no teachers' bungalows. 90 to 96.7% of my teachers stay outside. So supervision and other things becomes a problem. Dining hall is in that open shed that my students take their meals. When you go to the girls' dormitory, there are just small structures where we have put in beds for these students to stay. And looking at this structure, this is my boys' dormitory.
Wow.
So that's why I said if I'm to list the items that I will need, but they will break a step. So we need almost everything that needs to be in a senior high secondary school to promote effective teaching and learning. No teaching materials. So if anybody, I'm appealing to everybody around the globe to come to our aid. In whatever small way, we appreciate it. It will push us to the height that we are all working to achieve.
Wow. This is definitely the center of the discussion, so I would really like us to dwell here and not rush to even further questions. So to those that are listening to us, you have listed out the needs and you talked about some of the achievements your students have been able to attain. Can you add more to why they should invest in the youth, particularly even at St. George Catholic?
That is it. If we are going through these challenges, and these are the successes that we can still talk about, now if they come to support us with what we are lacking, then it means the sky is going to be falling. So I want to appeal to all well-meaning Ghanaians and even non-Ghanaians that they should come to our aid. We are underserved school, but at least we have made some successes. And I believe that if we had the infrastructure and everything in place, I think the successes that I spoke about would have been more than these that I have listed. So please, I'm making a passionate appeal to everybody that we need your support. Any little support at all, we appreciate it, and it will help to grow these young ones who are the future leaders of this country and the world.
Thank you so much, sir. And while we wait on the support to come, and I believe so much that our viewers listening to us will come through and contribute, and even with EKO Global Foundation, that we can support in some way to help the students here to continue to do well in what they do. Until these issues you listed are being solved, what would you like to tell your students? to keep them going?
They should continue to strive hard. In the midst of the challenges, they can do it. Whatever little that we have, they should make use of that. The parents are also at least supporting a little in a way. We have appealed to them, and because of the challenges, it's not enough what we are achieving. So I want to appeal to my students that yes, we are going through challenges, but in the midst of challenges, they should still forward ahead. They can make it with the little that we have. They can't sit down and say, oh, no, throw their hands in despair and say, no, it is all over. They shouldn't. Whatever that we have our teachers, well-qualified teachers. Government has supported us with some books. So I will urge my students to make use of those few items that are available until such a time that God will touch the hearts of some people to come to our aid.
Wow, thank you so much. Now, to round up this session, any final words on the topic of in promoting education in underserved communities, or words of encouragement to other underserved schools or schools in underserved communities? Any final words of encouragement?
Yeah, thank you so much. I think my first word of encouragement would rather go to EKO Global Foundation for identifying St. George School as one of the deprived schools that you've visited. We are not alone. We are in the midst of many. So my appeal to other equally underserved communities, please, you look at us and also move on. Make use of whatever little you have. Explore all means to at least achieve results, even in the face of the challenges. We are going through challenges, but as I did indicate, our students are passing and then entering into the universities. So my fellow colleagues who are in underserved schools, please, we can do it. And let's pray that one day life will smile on us.
Wow. Thank you so much, sir, and for your time and even your commitment to talking about these issues that we definitely need to talk about, and for other people to also know how they can best support schools in underserved communities. So it has been a wonderful opportunity talking with you, Mr. Christopher Kubitari Yawuliga.
That's okay. That's okay.
It's a powerful name.
Yeah, don't worry. That's okay.
And we have something for you.
Oh, great.
On behalf of EKO Global Foundation, our leadership team, our donors and volunteers, we want to present you this citation of honor, which is in grateful recognition for your remarkable contribution to raising up hope for youth in Ghana. We greatly celebrate the gift you are to this generation. Thank you so much, sir. We are very grateful.
I'm most grateful and so happy to have you here. I'm young as you are and then champion STEM education. It's my prayer that God will see you go through.
Amen.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. To our viewers at home, we hope you were inspired and probably learned a lot from this session. If you can contribute in any way to supporting St. George Catholic and other schools in underserved communities, we call out for you to come in and help. And nothing is too small. The youth of this generation cannot do without the support of you. And so we call out that you will look to our youth and come and support them. Until our next episode, let's enjoy science together. Thank you. I remain your host, Emelia.